The 1/1. I was gonna say, unless they have another one, no. Because now we have lethal in the air. But if they would have taken down our Righteous Valkyrie, our field wouldn't be being pumped anymore. Like our Skyclave would drop to a 2/2 and all this stuff. Pyre would be nice right about now. So we can start sacrificing some of these little dorks for some, awesome guys. Still plowing through. Hello everybody, what's up, what's going on? My name's Kyle. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come by and watch my video on this here channel, Arena Hacks. Just remember, if you like what you see here, to hit that thumbs up. Really helps the channel, and also subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you've been watching my videos regularly. It helps all us content creators. If you're watching anybody, just subscribe to their channel. It really helps, it really does. Also, if you're brand new to Magic the Gathering Arena, make sure you check out my Beginner's Guide series. It's really great for people getting started. It helps you save money and build your collection at the beginning. So it's really cool. Go check it out. All kinds of tricks on this program and how to use it. But getting on to today's deck is so crazy. I wish I could have tried this out in Diamond. That's when I first built it, but then I finished off the season, I think, with the mono green deck that I did. And yeah, this one, oh right, the season reset, that's what I meant to say. And season reset now, so I've gone back to gold. And yeah, we're shooting through gold with this deck pretty quick. It seems to do pretty good in platinum already, but I don't want to give away any too much more spoilers. It's a common kind of build, or not that common actually, but I've been hearing about it picking up. People have been using it and getting a lot of success with it. The biggest carrier of this team here is probably Voice of the Blessed. Followed close behind, maybe even tied with the Righteous Valkyrie. Like, two of the most important cards in this deck to get so that we win the game is just those guys. Everything else, though, works together. Is really great. We're taking a lot of the Selesnya life gain stuff and applying it to this deck, even though we're Orzhov and not Selesnya. So we got a lot of the common white cards the same, but we had to drop a lot of the green. One of the things I like about this, the Orzhov life gain deck that we have here, is in the Selesnya life gain deck, you go for like 8 creatures that grow from life gain and 8 creatures that help give you life gain, excluding the Righteous Valkyrie. Righteous Valkyrie helps you get life gain, but excluding that, we're talking like 2 mana or less creatures, like really like way down here in this area. So normally for Selesnya life gain, we would go 4 Lunarch Veterans, so whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. And we go 4 Prosperous Innkeepers, which has that same ability, plus creates treasure when it enters. For our life, or our guys that build from life gain, we go 2 Trellisaras that get a +1/+1 counter, and 2 Hallowed Priests, which would now be switched with Voice of the Blessed in the Selesnya deck. You would put Voice of the Blessed in instead. And you get the same thing, +1/+1 counter whenever you gain life, and Trellisara also allows you to scry. But in this deck, we actually have all 16 of those 8 cards covered within 12 cards. Because Cleric of Life Bond in a Cleric deck, as long as all your creatures are Cleric, and we only have 4 copies of 1 creature that's not a Cleric, so pretty much every creature we play, whenever it enters the battlefield, we're gaining a life with this. Plus, this guy also grows. He gets a +1/+1 counter every time you gain a life for first time each turn. Now it specifies first time each turn, so unfortunately he doesn't grow fast. He can only get 1 counter per turn, but after turn goes by and you're using him as life gain and not really much of an attacker, after a little bit he builds up and he actually ends up becoming a threat often because your opponent's trying to deal with some of your other threats like Voice of the Blessed or Righteous Valkyrie and stuff like that. So having it like these 4 copies of Voice of the Blessed, 4 Lunarch Veterans, and 4 Cleric of Life Spawn, those 12 cards cover 16 cards from the Selesnya deck. That's one of my favorite features about this deck, is these 12 guys here and how they replace 16 cards from the other deck. Luminarch Aspirant is something we have extra room for then, right? It'd be great to have Luminarch Aspirant in the Selesnya life gain deck, but there's just not enough room with all the things you need to synergize with it. But here we've got lots of life gain, Righteous Valkyrie, which pumps the field and helps us gain life. We've got life gain in Life's Bond, life gain in Veteran. We get pumped up from Voice of the Blessed, and Life's Bond pumps himself up too. So get Lunarch Aspirant in there. We're getting more life gain because she's a Cleric, and we're getting more +1/+1 counters. Everybody's growing. Things are getting crazy. We also have Dawnbringer Cleric in here. Again, another Cleric can gain us lots of life for 2 mana. If we have a Righteous Valkyrie on the field, we're gaining life equal to the creature's power, toughness I mean, right? So for 2 mana, we're gaining 3 life if we have a Valkyrie on the field already. Plus we're gaining 2 extra life from his own ability. Or we can destroy an enchantment that an opponent controls, which in some cases is just super freaking dope. Like, it is off the hook. Exile a card from a graveyard can be handy too, especially in this current meta with all the Disturb and Innistrad stuff going on. We've got a lot of graveyard shenanigans going on lately, so you know, in some cases, exiling that card from a graveyard might actually save your butt as well. So 3 copies of those. I originally had 2, but I dropped a land. I don't want to rename here, yeah, because our average is pretty low, and I had 24 lands. So I'm like, let's drop 1 land, and I couldn't figure out what to put in its place. Here's the graph, and look at that, 31 creatures to 6 non-creatures. Freaking love it. It's amazing. Our highest mana cost is 1 copy of 5 and 4 4s. Everything else is 3 or less. It's just super beautiful, right? So I'm like, let's drop 1 land, and I didn't know what to increase, so I'm like, let's go a third Dawnbringer. And you know what? He's been really performing in this deck, so kudos to you, Dawnbringer. You're really helping the team stay in it too. 3 copies of Cleric Class. I originally had 4, but then I played a game where I bogged down with them because I drew all of them. So I dropped 1 to increase a copy of Pyre of Heroes, which is actually really critical in this deck as well. Since we're almost entirely Clerics, we can pay 2, tap this thing, sacrifice a Cleric. It says in the bottom, activating is only sorcery, so we're doing this at sorcery speed. So we're sacrificing a creature, and we're searching our library for a creature that shares a creature type with it. So we're Clerics here. Everything's a Cleric, except that one creature I'll get to in a minute. And where it shares a creature type, and his mana value is equal to 1 plus that creature's mana value. Not 1 plus or less, or it's not like it's like this many or less mana. No, it's like it has to be exactly that much mana. So that's the thing about a Pyre. A Pyre, I actually researched what the term means. It was a long time ago when this was a new card back in Kaldheim. But it is something about progressing upwards. It does actually mean something like that, as you see in the picture here. So that's the whole idea of the card. You're starting in your low mana, and it's helping you bring your creatures up. This card has won us games almost single-handedly. No, because we win the game with Voice of the Blessed and Righteous Valkyrie, but we get those cards because we have Pyre of the Heroes in here. It's just freaking amazing. Don't be afraid to sacrifice a 4/4 Clerics of Life Bonds if you have to get another Righteous Valkyrie. Like, it's just nuts, man. You just you know, you got to feel the situation out, and sometimes you have to sacrifice pretty big guys to get there. So one of our other guys I just briefly went over earlier is Voice of the Blessed. He's one of our big carriers of the team here. Whenever we gain life, we put a counter on, I mentioned that. But he's got these other things too. As he grows in counters, so we can help build him up with Luminarch Aspirant and stuff like that. So as long as he has 4 or more counters on him, which with no boost to his base power and toughness would make him a 6/6, he immediately gains flying and vigilance. Now he can attack and block, and he's a 6/6. Wow. And this deck is very easy with the amount of little life here, little life. You're gaining life at so many moments. To get 4 counters on him is almost nothing. It's like easy, right? And as long as he's got 10 or more counters on him, now he has indestructible as well. And that's just brutal. That is so hard for the opponent to deal with once you get there. And that also means he's a 12/12 if he's not getting any boosts to his base power and toughness, which would normally come from Righteous Valkyrie. I already mentioned Luminarch Aspirant just quickly. Yeah, get a +1/+1 counter on a target creature you control at the beginning of your upkeep, so that's how you grow your creatures with it. Cleric Class, I don't want to drop any more copies because I almost never level it up to 4, because 4 is like is almost 4 and 5. Level 2 and 3 is like right up there with our most expensive spells in the deck. So it's like it can be hard to get that much mana, and when you do have that much mana, we're usually more focused on playing other spells. But for 1 mana to gain that 1 extra life every time we gain life makes it surprisingly easy to have 7 or more health than our starting life total, which, as you read at the bottom of Valkyrie, you know, if you have that condition, all creatures you control get +2/+2. And the other side of Righteous Valkyrie, as I mentioned earlier, is that whenever a Cleric or Angel enters the battlefield, he's the only Angel in here, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. So that's really cool. I mentioned that with Dawnbringer because he's a 2 mana and he has such high toughness. We gain a lot of life if we have Valkyrie out there. Skyclave Apparition is the only 4 copies of a non-cleric in the deck. However, there is a little bit of Pyre synergy here as well. Because it is a core spirit, because it is core, and Orah is also a core cleric, that means we can actually sacrifice our Skyclave Apparition to our Pyre. Yes, our opponent will get an illusion token equal to the mana cost of whatever we exiled with it. But again, sometimes giving your opponent that little ground blocker is not a big deal when we have this flying stuff and this flying stuff, right? Like, it's not that big a deal. And this flying stuff, right? So it's usually not always that big of a deal. So, you know, when with Skyclave enters, we exile something with mana 4 or less. And when we sacrifice, or whenever it dies or leaves the battlefield, actually, in any way, our opponent gets that, that illusion token. But sometimes when we need that Orah, we really need it, and it's really nice. And then whenever we have him on the battlefield, not only does he have lifelink himself, but whenever he or another cleric we control dies, so this does not account for the Skyclave Apparition, but whenever he or another cleric we control dies, we get to retrieve a cleric with lesser mana value from our graveyard directly to the battlefield. So if early game we sacrifice, let's say, a Lunarch Veteran because we have too many of them, and we grab a Voice of the Blessed because we don't have any of them, right? And we do that with our Pyre of Heroes, and then our opponent kills our Voice of the Blessed, and let's say we already have Orah on the battlefield. When Voice of the Blessed dies, we get our Lunarch Veteran back, who can die again and still have that disturb cost, right? As long as we didn't play him out of the graveyard as a Luminous Phantom and he's still there, he'll come right back out as a Lunarch Veteran. He can die again, and then we can play his disturb cost. So there's just a lot of extra value there when you get Orah going. Unfortunately, I've never really been able to use Orah super effectively in this deck. Really sad, but you know, he does come down, scare my opponents. They focus attention on him, allowing everybody else to just wipe the floor with him. And getting on to the big queen over here. One of the reasons we don't have 4 copies of Orah in the deck, I don't like getting bogged down on legendaries. As I said, Orah is actually kind of underperforming in this deck so far, which is weird. He shouldn't be. But whenever I get him out, I don't use his ability ever, or I don't have any clerics in my graveyard. So it's like, okay, whatever. He's just a 3/3 lifelinker. I mean, it's cool, but yeah, like, yeah, right? So drop 1 copy of him and go 1 only of Drana, the Last Bloodchief, who is a cleric, a vampire cleric, flying legendary creature. Whenever she attacks, defending player chooses a non-legendary creature card in your graveyard. Return to that card to the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, and it's a vampire in addition to its other types. So they still count as clerics. They come back, they get a +1/+1 counter on it right away. So everything in here is non-legendary except for Orah and Drana. So every time we're attacking with Drana, if they've somehow got our Voice of the Blessed in the graveyard, then we just pull it back out when we attack with Drana. Easy peasy. We get ETB triggers when Lunarch Veteran gains life, starts getting counters on it right away. Things are just crazy in this deck. I did show the curve here. Mana base is a little crazy. Something I'm going to do here, I mentioned it in the gameplay. Oh no, I don't have that. I don't have 3 copies of that. Okay, well, whatever. Just 1 rare wild card. Yeah, we'll finish that. So that's a change I suggested while we were playing, or while I was in the gameplay. So you'll probably see that. Just because it's getting a little too much black sometimes, and it was really frustrating. So we'll drop 1 black source. This too, because I always want to play it early game, so it's not tapped, right? So then it interferes. I'll get enough white sources, but then I'll play this early game untapped, which then kind of slows me down because like I don't want to play it tapped, so I play it early game, but I'm like, no, I need double white as soon as I can, right? So that's why I make that change there. The gameplay you will see is like this. I'll adjust, I'll make the deck list this, which will be slightly different. This is what I'll upload to Aetherhub and everything, so be aware of that. And yeah, see you in the gameplay. I don't like going second. Especially when our second land's tapped too. Hopefully we get an untapped land. Even one of our creature lands, Hive of the Eye Tyrant or the Dragon thing, that would be good right now. Still gotta try our 1-drop and pray that we don't have to play our tap land. Uh-oh. Are they running? They look like they're running mono white though. Ugh. Awkward shuffling, but let's gain some life. You know what? That's only 2 mana. Even if they get indestructible on that, our Skyclave app can still shoot it down. And all we need is 1 mana of any color. We have 2 white, so we're ready to rock with this. Yes. No blocks. We'll exile that at some point. Oh. That makes me kind of angry. Let's get in there. Why not? We'll trade. We do get Disturb out of the veterans, so... This is the Aspirant, this is the Veteran. The first part of these creatures are too similar to try to differentiate anymore. Ew. Do I have not artifact removal? That sucks. This can take out that artifact too. I almost say we can race them though. Try to race that elixir. I wish we got another land, that'd be sick. Our life's bond will still increase when we play this. I say we go after Voice of the Blessed. That's the most threatening thing they have right now. I'm more scared of that than I are of their elixir. We're at 21 health, so we're doing alright. We have a bigger hand than theirs. Oh, son of a... Get out of here with you. Stupid stuff. Stupid. Everything you do is stupid. Gain some life. Gain some more life. Make something big. Let's go with this guy. Get big. And attack right through that Legion Angel. You don't mean nothing to me, Legion Angel. Should get another Cleric of Life spawned out, start growing it, because we're going to need more big creatures very soon. I need a Pyre or a Righteous Valkyrie or something. I'm guessing they won't attack, and they do. I think that's silly. I only have 1 good blocker. Let's get another grower on the field. Even though we can't attack this turn, we'll still bump them up as quick as we can so that they can't multi-block. They can either chump here, and they're chumping with a Legion Angel too, okay. I mean, as long as we keep playing stuff, we're gonna keep like gaining life to counter their attacks. But they're gaining a lot of life too with the elixir, and now they have a veteran out. So they're doing pretty good on life themselves. And that could be why they keep attacking in and not saving it for blocking. So they finished their chain of Legion Angels, so they're all fresh out of Legion Angels. And they still attack in with 1, so we still have a safe attack with our big Cleric here. There we go! Yeah! And we're gonna gain like, what, 4 life when we play this? Oh, damn, that's not gonna be enough though. And we can put a counter from Luminarch Aspirant on it. And that'll be a good air blocker then. They have to double block to kill the weaker one, so I'm okay with that trade. They block big guy, take the 5 damage. That's okay, we're still getting more damage through than life they're gaining per turn. That's going to help them gain more life, which really sucks for us. We cannot attack through our Righteous Valkyrie though right now, which is super awesome for us. I will trade my Cleric of Life bond for most of your battlefield. I will absolutely be okay with doing that. So let's throw this down because it can be another flying blocker for us. And we're going to gain so much life here. The whole field's going to get huge from Valkyrie. Like that. And then we go with another little cleric. More life gain. Put you here. Let's put you here. You. Not you. You know what? Just the two. You have to block one of them or you're dead. Throwing away the Legion Angels like they just don't care. Now they might draw extra card at their end step because they're almost at 20. So far, no. They need a creature. If they play a creature, they'll draw one card. One of these will gain them 2 life. The other one will draw them a card. But they have no flying blockers. This all happens on their end step, so we're going to hit with some flyers here. We've got, yeah. Hoo-hoo, beat the Selesnya life gain with Orzhov life gain. Oh, yeah. And they came at us with their own Voice of the Blessed, too. We didn't even see any of our Voice of the Blessed. Yeah. Such a good card this is. I wish we... But then we got our Valkyries. So, you know, it all works out. It all works out. Why do I never get to go first? Have I gotten to go first in this video yet? I don't think so. I really hope I don't end up putting this game first in the video. I don't think I will. Oh yeah, we're keeping. Yeah. I just want to go first for once. I feel like there was like one of my last 3 games I got to go first. Definitely only one though out of my last 3 or 4. I'm actually losing track of how many games I've played with this deck already today. They kind of go fast. It's a fast deck. So, if Lunarch stays alive, or if Veteran stays alive next turn, we can start pumping up a Voice of the Blessed right off the bat. We're going to need this for an untapped white source. And we're looking good so far. They're trying to set up for stuff, which does scare me a little bit. So I could get greedy and try to play this out to get double pump on the first voice. But I think next turn we play this. We'll have 3 white. Oops. What? Choose a creature type dragon. Chosen type legendary creature spell. Okay. What did they oops for? They oops for something. What does this guy do again when it attacks? Untap each no permanent you control. That's going to be bad. And they get stuff going. But this is going to be pretty bad here. And then a double pump on this guy. Oh, see, like... Yeah, double Voice of the Blessed with double Veteran and they have no removal. That could just be game. What does Bergie do again? Very only is going to know this. You don't lose that mana. Creatures you control boast twice during each of your turns rather than once. Cool. Yep. Well, we are plowing through gold because the season just reset. I wish I could have taken this deck into Diamond when I was there. Or even in Platinum. I mean, we're tier 1, so we're almost back in Platinum. So we try to go for it. I don't like how often I draw Drana. She's only in here just in case we get like lots of auras and, you know, we have Pyre of Heroes and stuff like that. Ooh, Voice of the Blessed first. Ooh. Let's go for Aspirant first. See how long it'll last, if it does last. So now they have 4 mana with their treasure, which kind of sucks too, because they could play something that gets like a +1 counter from the treasure. Or they can foretell. What would they foretell? Demon Bolt, probably. I don't know why they wouldn't just hold the mana to cast it. Well, I mean, it makes no yeah, it really makes no difference. Because they can cast it for 1 now, that it's no longer their turn. Or they could have just waited till my turn and cast it for 3 anyways. Unless they have something, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. What do we do now? I say we go for this guy so we can try to start. He's our only life gainer right now, so let's get him out there. I guess Righteous Valkyrie is a life gainer too. I forgot about that. But if they have removal, I'd much rather them take Cleric. I want to attack in for more. I guess put it on the Luminarch. Feels like they have something. I probably should have put it on the life spawn because they're probably just going to fry our Aspirant now. No? What do they have? What was the hold up for? They're holding up for something. Another Foretell. In a Rakdos deck. They've only played Kalane so far in Foretold things. They're not like Alrund's Epiphanies, are they? No. No. We should play something before combat. We have 2 Valkyries, so let's try a Valkyrie. I mean, the reason why we play that before combat is so we can gain life and get a free counter on our Cleric. Let's put it on our Valkyrie because they probably have Demon Bolts, which does 4 damage. No, that was a different player I played that had Demon Bolts. I maybe shouldn't have attacked with Aspirant. No. Are they just chumping, or do they have some kind of combat trick? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, they might have a combat trick. Oh no, they're just, okay. Block and sack. Alright. Let's see how it goes. But we're going to start exploding soon. It took a little longer this game because we got stuck at 3 mana. But we only have 4 cards, 4 spells in the entire deck that are 4 mana and higher. That's bad. So they're doubling down on that, which won't kill Valkyrie. Oh, baby. But they might triple spell that. Well, yeah, that is a double spell there. So they might have to triple spell to get Valkyrie. That was a very smart +1 counter there. Ooh-wee. Oh, baby, baby. I don't know, should I play this Valkyrie out or Voice of the Blessed and start so we can start growing it, or try to start growing it? Well, let's get some damage in because we can. And we'll only gain 4 life at most, so we won't be able to activate Valkyrie to get more damage. Let's give it a try. See if we can put pressure on. I really wish I had another white source so I could play both of these guys in the same turn. Oh no. How dare you. It's going to make it be a lot harder to turn on our Valkyries. We have 3 mana available because they get 2 from the treasure. And they foretell something with it. Okay. That's helpful. Holy crap, is that helpful. So how much? We'll gain life twice when we play this. We'll gain another twice. 3 times when we gain it. That's 5 counters on this. We might even gain enough life to pump up Valkyries. This might be the turn of explosions. Let's do it. Oh my god, we're at 25 life already. Yeah, we're totally just kicking butt here. Oh my god, that's game. I didn't even know that was going to be game. Go Clerics. A little sluggish that one because we got a little stuck on the lands, but Once we found our lands, boom. Explosion. Oh my god, we go first. Did I get to go first some other game? I don't know. Really sucks though, as we only have one land. Oh my god, do I take the gamble to see if we can draw more? This is such a good hand though. Ugh. I mean, if we keep this, it could totally blow up in our face. We need at least 2 lands in our opening hand. So that wasn't a bad trade-off. I don't know what I throw back, though. It's another great... Yeah, I really don't want to throw anything back. I think this, just because it's not a cleric, but I really want the removal. Removal can be so good. Oh, that doesn't feel right. No, you know what? Skyclave is currently uncastable, and knowing my luck, I could probably just draw like all black mana from here on out. And what do we have here? Swamps 3. And 2 high, like 5 mono black sources. Everything else that does black also does white. But I was hitting that one game already where I was getting too much black. So it's too risky to keep. Skyclave Apparition. That's what I like. That thing I threw away. That thing. It's too risky to keep that thing. Let's try us first instead of Cleric here. Because in that way this guy will get a counter as soon as he enters the battlefield, which will be sick. Us being on the play is also really nice. This is really nice. Get that down first so we gain 2 life instead of 1. I like it. Now we have a 3/3 blocker for their snake. Ooh, double snake gives them 3 mana now to rush something else down to the field. A mammoth. No attacks yet, just because they are coming down pretty strong and hard here. We're almost in range of turning on Valkyrie. No, but if they attack in here, we either have to chump block, or I don't know. They're really just balls to the walls here, aren't they? Two, 4. No, we can't play this. We need to untap mana to play this and activate it. Let's try just taking that for now. And we're getting 2 life instead of 1 each time. So we're getting 4 life every time we do stuff. This is bad though. Yeah, we need to get this down because we need to start getting other stuff going. Who do we sacrifice though? We probably have to sacrifice the Aspirant. Just put it here. No attacks again. We're gonna have to probably chump block or something here. Yeah, they're heading everything way too perfectly. This is the most aggro mono green I've seen yet. But on a perfect curve, when we had to throw away our removal, is kind of, you know, a little perfect and set up for you then. When you get that. And we're stuck at 3 mana too. Disgusting. So that's a lot of damage coming in. So, like I said, we gotta start chump blocking stuff. That's not even really a chump there. They probably have some spell to save it, or I don't know, do something. We want to take 5 more damage. I don't know, Yeah, this is looking way too lucky and aggressive for them. They've just got way too lucky here. I don't really want to block anything else because we need our life gain stuff. Of course they do, like I said. And they have another one? No, they're just going to push more damage in. That's actually pretty bad. Really bad, yeah. We get stuck for lands and they have the absolute most perfect hand they could possibly have in this deck. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they're going to win. Can I ever have an opponent that just outplays me and beats me instead of just gets lucky? I feel that's the 9 out of 10 of my losses. Like, opponents just shit lucky. Just has it all. Here you go. Handed in right in your lap. What more do you want in the world? Alright, this looks like a little nicer of a start. We can hit Lunarch right out the gate. It kind of sucks because we have to play a Hive of the Eye. It would be nice to double spell Lunarch and Cleric Class on our second turn. But because of Hive, we have to play that out second turn, so it's not tapped. So then we only get one of these. I say we go Cleric Class, and then try to get Lunarch the turn after that. I guess we could have played an Eye Tyrant, and then... Maybe I should take these out. Just stick with the white version of this kind of land. Or maybe drop one of these. I think I have 2. How many do I have? I can check. Assistant is here to check. It says here I have 2 in my deck, so I can maybe drop one of them and go 3 Cave of the Frost Dragons and 1 Tyrant. Let's get that out so we start gaining more life when we do gain life. Bard deck, that is not nice. I do not like the looks of that. Let's get Pyre out, just because it does nothing when you play it out, right? Like, we spent 2 mana and what did we do? Not a whole lot, really. We just have a thing sitting on the battlefield now. So it always slows your turn down a bit, but now that it's out on the field, it's actually going to start doing its thing, and that's going to be legit. Especially with 3 Lunarch, drawing 3 Lunarch Veterans. Wow. We need to sack one of those for something a little better. What's that? Tovolar, right? Right into the perfect kind of draw ever. No, we'll do this first. Oh, now I feel like I should have played my veteran first. So I was going to go Life Spawn. I forgot about Voice of the Blessed, though. Just 2 mana. Should definitely go that way. But we can play this out. We'll gain another life, and it'll get 2 counters on it. Which I guess would have been the same either way. It was getting 2 counters either way. You gonna attack with Tovolar? Probably, I would assume. Another creature you control. Yeah, let's go with that one anyway. So it's like we won't gain life from it, but whatevs. Alright, this is gonna get kind of dirty. Well, they have instant speed interaction somewhere here. I'd like to gain life with, but when we play it, we're going to gain 2 life. So our Voice of the Blessed is going to be Flying Vigilant. So let's hit their enchantment. Their Bard class. Instead of gaining life. This is why Dawnbringer is in this deck, so we can not always gain life. So that we can do whatever we need to do as we need to do it. And they currently have no blockers, so I say we attack with both. And if the Lunarch Veteran dies, we can replay him as the spirit thing. What's the other side? Luminous Phantom. They're at 10. We double spelled, so they're back on the day side again. They currently have no good attacks, and they still have no good attacks. They have no non-legendary creatures in the graveyard. We're doing crazy insane for health. That's a lot of mana to do that. So how about we sacrifice Dawnbringer and get us a Righteous Valkyrie. Everybody gets super buff, huge. And there goes opponent. Thank you, Pyre of Heroes. Just makes this deck so consistent when you have that in here. I actually upped it too. I think my original version only had 2 Pyres, but I put a 3rd in because I'm like, you know what? It's just so dope when you get it out there and get it running. Ooh, this is kind of gross. I mean, if we get 1 more land in our first 3 turns, it's not too bad because we're on the play. There's only a 38.3% we draw a land. Well, that's in the first turn. Oh no, wait, it hasn't subtracted anything yet because we need to keep a hand first before this will actually, it's still showing. Yeah, okay. Oh no, what do I do? What do I do? You know, we don't necessarily, well, if we get Cleric of Lifespawn, we're stuck because we only have white. You know what? Let's see what this deck can do. Yikes! We're on the play, so it's not the worst thing in the world. It's getting a bit worse now. Now that we're drawing nothing but 3 drops. How many of those do we have in the deck? 4, 8. 8 3 drops, and then 4 cards that are 4+ mana. And this has to be tapped. Well, that's really gay. Thank you, Shuffler. Well, at least we got 2 Pyres out now. If they play anything we don't like, we can probably... Actually, we can definitely get rid of it, because it'll only be 3 mana, so we can get rid of it with Skyclave. Yep. Like that guy. Get out of here. We can get Orah by sacrificing Skyclave to the Pyre. We can retrieve an Orah from our deck. Which actually isn't that good right now because we have nothing in our graveyard to get back if Orah or another Cleric dies. And Skyclave is not a Cleric, so... Sorry, Apparition is not a Cleric. Menace Lifelink. But it's only a 1/1. What does he do again? Something if not an opponent controls would die, exile instead. When you do, pay 2 if you do create a pest token. Yeah. 4 mana. Kinda like. I like that. So do we do we attack in with our Skyclave or do we just sit tight so we have 2 blockers for their menace? That is the question. And the answer is doesn't matter because the opponent's choosing for us. You know what, we can't block it anyways, so let's just hammer in then. They took 2 damage to kill our Valkyrie, so... Although it really sucks that our stuff gets exiled as long as this guy's out there. Maybe we should play the Apparition and get rid of him. Yeah, I didn't realize all our stuff gets exiled. We'd rather it go in the graveyard because we do have Cleric Class, Orah, and Drana to get stuff out of the graveyard, so... Exile is really, really bad. That looks pretty bad too. And if combat your turn, Choose one that hasn't been chosen. Sack a creature, you draw a card, transform. So what did he choose? He made me sack a creature, which got exiled. So we got his thing there. Oh, what happened to their other guy? He died? Oh, because each player had to sack a creature, right. Well, let's get rid of that anyways, because that's a really good card that they had. I'm glad they got rid of their other guy that was exiling our creatures. That was really bad for us. You can do 3 damage, that's fine. That's really bad. Oh, that's going to be bad. What is that? An inch blood token that we have. That's bad. So attack for 5, 6, 7. And it's got trample, which is super crappy. They seem to have a lot of really good spells up to now. Everything's going pretty well for them. So what do we do? Maybe we just go for Valkyries with our Pyres. Like maybe sack Cleric, go for more Pyres. Or go for more like Cleric of Lifespawn and go for more Valkyries. I'm just gonna create a blood token. Oh, Bloodchief, yeah, alright. Tithe, or however you pronounce it. -X, which is double, twice the number of blood, so it's 2 right now. They can hit this thing. That's actually pretty good there. You could attack in with him first, too. Does he have to tap? He does have to tap, so he can't have Summoning Sickness. But if we sack him now, we gain more life. You know what? Let's just do it. It's our last Valkyrie, because our other one's in exile. Holy friggin' huge, though. Here's some big creatures to deal with. And that's lethal if you don't block. I didn't even know that was coming either. This deck is so explosive. Like, wow. It should be called like TNT or something. Okay, so they block all the damage. That's kind of bad for us. Because we really need to get some damage in. And they're going to be attacking pretty big next turn. What are they getting? A +3 boost to this guy's power. Over here. They can -4 on something with Tithe. The Harvester, let's call him. The Harvester. They can -4 on something, which is actually not good enough. If they attack with their other guy there, we'll get what? It'll be like, he'll attack in for 8 damage. Ouch. Bring us down to 22. We need an additional 5 life to get back up. If we use the Pyre, sacrifice Skyclave and get Orah, we can gain 3, 6, 9 life, so everything will be huge again. So we can take the damage if they attack with their whatever this other guy is here. Blood Vial thingy. Purveyor. -4, which is nowhere near enough to kill it, like because of all the boosts we're getting, and they scoot. They probably didn't have anything to, like any combat tricks to attack into our 8, 10 Valkyries. Wow. Platinum. Came pretty fast with this deck. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's what they had. Like, what was it going to do? 8 damage, which we can actually block, and it's not even a trade. And they probably just didn't have any answers. Wow. Wow. Can't complain. Now we're on a string of going first all the time, which, like I said, can't complain. White mana, please. I mean, I love that we have... Hello, Drana. Nice to see you again, I guess. Maybe, not really, but, you know, whatever. Like having that Cleric Class out there to give us that extra boost to our life gain. Not bad. Pretty good draw, other than drawing a land would have been a little bit better. I should have attacked in. They wouldn't have traded. There's no way they would trade their Hallowed Priest. They want it to grow and get bigger. Third mana, please. Please and thank you. I mean, all right. All right. Do we tack in? They could trade. Let's offer. I really don't want to trade, but if they want to trade, that's cool. So they're probably going to start pumping this up with life gain. I would imagine they have something now to gain life. But there they go. So we'll block the higher one, so we go down to 4. We'll gain like 2/4 life back. Ooh, is that it? But if we do this, we take 6. 2, 4, 6 back when we play this. Or we can play this and exile something. Like this guy. And we'll still gain our 6 back. Let's do it. Thank you for all the tap lands in a row. So we're not doing Valkyrie because I really want to get rid of their unicorns because they're going to keep pumping it up and making it scary. We should have gained 6 life there. Oh no, it's not a cleric, so this guy didn't trigger life gain, right? So let's keep doing this to threaten their life total. We're defensive by gaining life and aggressive by attacking them. That's bad. What are they taking though? Take the Skyclave. Okay, so 4 damage sucks, but we can still gain 6 life this way because of our Cleric Class. And then get some flyers out there. Could even go with... we have nothing in the graveyard. Right, because that guy's exiled. Do we hold defensive with the life spawn now? It's almost half their life. I say we probably go for it. We could almost finish it with flying afterwards. They could like triple block here to kill. They chump. Not terribly surprised. We can chump with one of our veterans this time. Because I don't think anybody else is going to do that much damage. They're growing their Hallowed Priest really big. So we'll take maybe 4 damage elsewhere here. And then that's about it. And then when we play, that'll give us a creature to play next turn, gain a bunch of life. Actually, we play out Drana too. That'll give us a nice 4/4 blocker. And we'll gain 4 life from Valkyrie. 2 life here, 2 life there. Yeah, let's do that. It's the only attacker they got right now, too. I'm so game for that. We have Disturb on this guy. Oh my. We have some good stuff going on. You know what? That's 2 life here, 2 life here, 4 life, 5 life. That's a lot of life. And everybody's going to get big. Here's a big attack for you. Is it lethal? Not quite. Chump blocks. Understandable. Life gain, yeah, punk, and card draw. Good on you, buddy. Probably gonna have to chump that 7. Maybe not. We can take 7 damage and still have our Valkyrie turning on our crew. We can take 8 damage and still be good. And we can still block everything else. 1 more land mana. You better not be able to do anything to that. So everything will die except the 8/8. We can literally just take that damage and we'll be fine. That's also really good too. I think we can just attack in the air and win. Let's gain some life first, maybe. Yeah, let's just do this first. That'll gain us some life. Oh, I should have attacked with this and got him back on the Lunarch side. Oops, oh well. 6-10. Not enough to kill him yet. Let's take out their big blocker on ground here. Oh, we could have gotten Ars. Yeah, we could have hit both 2 creatures there. I maybe should have went in with that at the 3-3 anyways, just to help push. No, wait, yeah, they have too many blockers, chump blockers on the ground. Right, so we're taking them down to 5. They have no super big creature. They can do 4, 6, 7. They can do 17 damage to us, I don't care. They can do 20 damage to us, I don't really care. That I kind of care about. That's going to take down... We should have probably taken our Righteous Valkyrie, although we still would have had a 4-4 and it would have been... and a 1-1. I was going to say, unless they have another one, no. Because now we have lethal in the air. But if they would have taken down our Righteous Valkyrie, our field wouldn't be being pumped anymore. Like our Skyclave would drop to a 2-2 and all this stuff. Pyre would be nice right about now. So we can start sacrificing some of these little dorks for some, you know, awesome guys. Still plowing through. Right into Platinum and we keep going. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. It's really cool. Support the channel. Thank you very much. All right, there we go. Girl. Okay, that was the gameplay. That was awesome. I like this deck. This is like my new favorite aggro, let's rank up really fast kind of deck. It's so low mana. It's so like, other than the occasional mana awkwardness, it's like not that bad. Also, I would suggest maybe going 4 copies of these. And even more copies of these if you have them. I don't want to spend wild cards on this just because it's going to rotate. I guess Cave is going to rotate out too, and I just put a wild card on it, but whatever. It's really good though. And we do have these lands here, so they're going to survive rotation, so I'm not too fussy about any of the snarls right now. But yeah, I'm waiting for the... Before I get the 4th copy of this, I'm going to wait for the end of the, what do you call it, Crimson Vow season. Just in case I happen to crack one in a pack. Why waste a wild card on it, right? Yeah. Just kind of my budgeting technique and strategy there. But yeah. I mean, I've seen a few other people do their Cleric builds, and they are usually a little different than this. I haven't seen anybody running Cleric Class in Orzhov Clerics. I also don't think I've seen anybody running Drana in any of their Cleric decks as well. Everything else is pretty much the same. Luminarch Aspirant, Voice of the Blessed, Cleric of Life's Bond, Pyre of Heroes, Righteous Valkyrie, and a Lunarch Veteran. They're all the same. Orah, yeah, Orah's in there too. Pyre of Heroes, did I mention that? They are too. Dawnbringer's a little hit and miss. Some people, I don't see a lot of Dawnbringer in the Cleric decks, but I should. I don't know, people always used to love him. Like his versatility and everything, so... I don't know. Let me know what you all think. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. I need more subscribers. Let's go. Come on. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on this deck. I don't know what else to say. The deck leaves me speechless. Just, yeah. Fill in the blanks in the comments, please. Thank you. Hope you all have a great day. Thanks again. Another thanks for stopping by and watching the video. And I'll see you all at the next one. Cheers.